This is Bob Capetta from the College of the Florida Keys, and this lesson is on systems of equations with word problems. So this says Kathy collected $181.50 for a total of 21 sandwiches and salads. When she got to the deli, she forgot how many of each were ordered. If salads cost $7.50 each and sandwiches cost $9.50 each, how many salads and how many sandwiches should she buy? So the first thing we should do is we should identify our variables. What are we looking to solve for? We want to know how many salads she purchased. We want to know how many sandwiches she purchased. So I need to define my variables. And my first variable will be x. X will stand for the number of salads, and therefore y will be the number of sandwiches. We're using two variables in this lesson, hence x and y, two variables to describe this. Now we need to get two equations somehow. So we start with 181.50. We can use that, and we have 21 sandwiches and salads together. So if the total of orders is 21, then the number of salads plus the number of sandwiches should be 21. And that's the first thing we're looking for. Now, for each salad someone wanted, they had to give her $7.50. For each sandwich someone wanted, they had to give her $9.50. So she received $7.50 for each salad plus $9.50 for each sandwich. $7.50 for each salad, $7.50x, $9.50 for each sandwich, $9.50y equals the total amount she received, or $181.50. Now we have our two equations and two unknowns, and we can solve them. So the easiest strategy for the problems in this lesson will be solving by substitution. We pick one of the variables to solve for. Certainly this x or this y are relatively easy to solve for. I chose to solve for the y. I said y was 21 minus x. You certainly could have said x is 21 minus y. We will plug the 21 minus x in for y in parentheses in the second equation. So we get 750x plus 950y becomes 950 times 21 minus x equals 181.50. So the 750x comes down, then I have to distribute. 950 times 21 is 199.5. So notice how we distribute 750x, 199.5 or 199.50 minus 950x equals 181.50. Adding the like terms together, 750x subtract 950x is negative 2x. So the left side is negative 2x plus 199.50 equals 181.50. Now let's solve for x. We will add negative 199.50 to both sides. 181.50 minus 199.50 will give us a total of negative 18 on the right side, negative 2x on the left. Dividing both sides by negative 2, and we get x is 9. Now we go ahead and we plug 9 in over on this side. So y was 21 minus x, plugging the 9 in. Y is 21 minus 9, y is 12. Now I believe you should always give a word answer to a word problem, but to do that you have to remind yourselves of what the variables were. We said x was the number of salads and y was the number of sandwiches. So our final answer will be we need 9 salads, we need 12 sandwiches. So as I write, she should buy 9 salads and 12 sandwiches. Let's go ahead and do another problem that's similar to this one in some regards. For her personal finance class, Laura was required to estimate her annual entertainment expenditure. She discovered that during the previous year she spent $225.32 on a total of 68 ebooks and game apps. If each book cost $3.99 and each game cost $1.99, how many books and how many games did she purchase? So we have to determine what we're looking for, the number of games, the number of books. So we're going to define our variables based on that. So what am I going to say? I let x be the number of books, and I let y be the number of games. Her total was 68 items that she purchased, 68 digital items, 68 books and games together. So that will be our first equation. X plus y is 68. And our second equation will be based on the money. How much for each book? $3.99. Each book is X. So $3.99X plus how much for each game? $1.99. $1.99Y equals the amount of money she brought in, $225.32. So we are again going to solve this using substitution. So I have those two equations. I will solve for one of the variables here. They're both easy to solve for. I chose to solve for y by subtracting x for both sides. I'm going to plug 68 minus x in parentheses for the y in the second equation. So 399x, and then distribute 199 times 68 minus 199 times x. 199 times 68 is a total of 135.32, as you can see. So now 399x minus 199x is just 2x. So on the left side, 2x plus $135.32 equals $225.32. Subtract $135.32 from both sides. $225.32 minus $135.32 gives me a total of 90. So we get 2x is 90, dividing both sides by 2, and x is 45. Plug the 45 in over here. Y is 68 minus 45. Y is 23. Again, I like word answers to word problems, so let's remind ourselves of our variables. We let x be the number of books and y be the number of games. So she purchased 45 books and 23 games, or she should buy. Okay, let's do a slightly different type of problem. A non-toxic floor wax can be made by combining lemon juice and food-grade linseed oil. The amount of oil should be twice the amount of lemon juice, so let's keep that in mind. We have more oil than lemon juice, so make sure our final answer reflects that. How much of each ingredient is needed in order to make 32 ounces of floor wax? So I'm mixing oil and I am mixing, linseed oil and lemon juice. So I need to define my variables. And what I'm mixing is number of ounces. So I'm saying let x be the number of ounces of lemon juice and y be the number of ounces of linseed oil. When we put them together, we're going to have a total of 32 ounces of wax. So x plus y is going to x plus y is going to be 32. And we also need to have twice as much. The amount of oil should be twice the amount of lemon juice. So there's more oil than lemon juice. If there's more oil than lemon juice, twice the lemon juice should be the oil. So just be careful as you do that one. Again, twice the amount of lemon juice. Oil y is twice lemon juice. Y is 2x. And then when we put them together, the total is 32 ounces. My other equation is a little easier to see. X plus y is 32. So we're going to go ahead and solve this with substitution. Y is 2x and x plus y is 32. We're going to shove the 2x in for y over on that side. X plus 2x is 32. 3x is 32. Well, unfortunately, we have a fraction. Dividing by 3, x is 32 thirds, or 10 2/3. And then we're going to plug the 32 thirds in here for x. Y is 2 times 32 thirds. 2 over 1, so 2 times 32, 64. 1 times 3, y is 64 thirds, or 21 1/3. Again, we want to have a word answer to a word problem. So what were our variables of interest? If you recall, we had what? We had x was lemon juice and y was linseed oil. So if we put those together, we should mix 10 2/3 ounces of lemon juice and 21 1/3 ounces of linseed oil. Okay, let's take a look at another question, a financial one. Sarah's two student loans totaled $12,000. One of her loans was at 6% simple interest and the other was 3%. After 1 year, Sarah owed $585 in interest. What was the amount of each loan? So let's think about this. She borrowed a total of $12,000. She borrowed some money at 6%. She borrowed some money at 3%. So to define our variables, the first thing we're going to say is x is the number of dollars invested at 3%. Y is the number of dollars invested 3%. X at 6%, Y at 3%. And if I add them together, X plus Y should be 12,000. But then, what are we going to say after that? Then we're going to think of the interest that we paid on each of those loans. She paid 6% of X in interest, 6% times X in interest. She paid 3% times Y in interest. Add those together to get her total interest of $585. 6% is a decimal, 0.06 times X, plus 0.03 times Y equals 585. Now we have these two equations and two unknowns. We've done the hard part. Now it's a matter of solving the system of equations using substitution. X plus Y is 12,000. 0.06X plus 0.03Y is 585. So solve for one of the variables here. I tend to like to solve for Y, subtracting X from both sides. Y is 12,000 minus X. Now plug the 12,000 minus X in for Y. So 0.06X plus 0.03 times 12,000 minus X equals 585. Distribute 0.03 times 12,000 gives me 360. And 0.03 times negative X, negative 0.03X. So 0.06X minus 0.03X is 0.03X plus 360 is 585. Subtract 360 from both sides. And I wind up with what? 585 minus 360 is, I believe, 225. So we have 0.03x equals 225. Divide both sides by 0.03. And I get x is 225 divided by 0.03. And I get $7,500. To solve for y, I'm going to plug $7,500 in for x over here. And I get y is 12,000 minus 7,500, which is 4,500. Now again, it's a word problem. We should give it a word answer. What were these things? I think x was the amount invested at 6%, and y was the amount invested at 3%, indeed. So we invested 7,500 at 6% and 4,500 at 3% is our word answer to that word problem. All right. Next, we have a question on making change. Christina makes a $9.25 purchase at a bookstore with a $20 bill. The store has no bills and gives her change in quarter coins and dollar coins. There are 19 coins in all. How many of each are there? Well, she had $20. She made a purchase for $9.25. They gave her some change. So we need to figure out how much change there was. So the first thing I need to do is I need to recognize that the change she gets is $90 minus $9.25. So she gets a total of $10.75 back in change. Now, I'm looking for the number of quarters and the number of dollars. So I'm letting x be the number of quarters and y be the number of dollar coins. Now the value, every quarter is 25 cents, or 0.25. Every dollar is 1, or 1.00. So I take the value of the quarters plus the value of the dollars. I should get the total value of the change of $10.75. Well, we know we have a total of 19 coins. That's the easy part. Number of quarters plus number of dollars is 19. The value is the harder one. 0.25, 25 cents for each quarter, plus $1 for each dollar coin equals a total of $10.75. So let's go ahead and solve that system of equations using substitution. X plus y is 19, and 0.25x plus 1y equals 1075. Solve for one of the variables on the left. I like to solve for y. Y is 19 minus x. Plug that in parentheses in the second equation. So 0.25 plus 1 times y, y is 19 minus x, equals 1075. 1 times 19 is 19. 1 times x is 1x, but minus 1x. So 0.25x plus 19 minus 1x equals 1075. Just be careful. 0.25x minus 1x is negative 0.75x. Plus 19 is 1075. Now to solve for x, we're going to subtract 19 from both sides. Subtract 19 from the left side, subtract 19 from the right side. And I get negative 0.75x equals 1075 minus 19, which is negative 825. Now let's divide both sides by negative 0.75. So I get x is negative 825 divided by negative 0.75. Of course, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And I get x is 11. Let's plug this 11 over here. Y is 19 minus x. Y is 19 minus 11. Y is 8. Again, I want a word answer for a word problem. So I have to go back and remind myself, what did x stand for? What did y stand for? X was the number of quarters, and y was the number of dollar coins. So he had 11 quarters and $8 coins. And that will conclude this lesson.